to shine. I am gonna make you mine. All I wanna do is impress you with my mousetrap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super brie. Spend a lot of extra time waiting for the acolyte. I am gonna catch that fool. You will think I'm really cool. All I wanna do is impress you with my mousetrap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super brie. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you, catch you, catch you. All I wanna do is impress you with my mousetrap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super brie. Oh, but I need some more super brie. Oh, but I need some more super brie. Suck it to the You're a scrawny little mouse taking over this old house, waiting for my chance to shine. I am gonna make you mine. All I wanna do is impress you with my mousetrap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super brie. Spend a lot of extra time waiting for the acolyte. I am gonna catch that fool. You will think I'm really cool. All I wanna do is impress you with my mousetrap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super brie. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you. Just watch me, mouse.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, mouse hunters. Welcome to Feedback Friday. Today is, what is the date? It is January 24, 2020. You can put it on the screen to remind myself I am that bad with dates. Which means a month ago today, it was Christmas Eve. Wow, look at that. Time has flown by. Before you know it, we'll be getting the Great Winter Hunt ready for 2020 if time keeps on flying by as quick as it is now. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, Tan Andy. Everyone, as if Kevin as well, counting down. Happy Chinese New Year back to you as well. Yes, happy New Year. Brian says, wow, on the dot. I think I was a few milliseconds off there, Brian. Dave, hello, Epson. Or Espion. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Lady Nutsy, good morning to you as well. Beth Tan, OMG, first time I see Dave. Well, hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Today, I want to give everyone a quick little heads up about the upcoming end to the Lunar New Year event. It will come to an end on Tuesday, January 28th, which I better look at a calendar. Even though I write it down, often I make the same mistake in writing, if you can believe that. Yes, there it is. So January 28th is a Tuesday. That is when the Lunar New Year event is set to end. It's going to end at approximately the same time Feedback Friday starts, which is 11 a.m. Toronto time. I won't dare take a guess at what that is in UTC or other time zones, but about the same time as Feedback Friday starts. The various stockpile locations, they will be gone. That means you will no longer be able to collect dumpling cheese, as well as encounter any of the various Lunar New Year themed event mice, including all the costume mice, the calligraphy mouse, the red envelope mouse, all those mice of that theme. The magic of the rat lunar lantern will also fade away, so you'll no longer be able to double or triple your loot drops. Now, any event cheese you have or candles, they will safely remain tucked away in your inventory, and you'll be able to put them to use next year, assuming we repeat the same event. That said, it's a very popular event. I don't foresee us not repeating it in 2020 or in 2021, but I'm not. I can't say with absolute certainty, but I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. We'll repeat the event. That said, make sure you claim any rewards you have from raising your lantern up, completing that track. Make sure you claim those rewards because once the event shuts down, you will not be able to claim those rewards. So you want to make sure you check in any of the Nyangata cheese, the trap skins, journal themes, that sort of thing. As you raise your lantern, there's a button on the interface that says please claim your rewards. Make sure you click that before Tuesday, January 28th. A little disclaimer there in that currently Andrew is checking out if it would be possible to have that button stick around if you have unclaimed rewards for at least a few days. But we ran into a couple little technical uncertainties there, so we don't want to risk something breaking, so it'll be just the safest bet. Make sure you claim those rewards before Tuesday. Whew. And that is your Lunar New Year closure shutdown update. See if I can get caught up on the chat as well here. Tan Andy says, hi Dave, I think we should have a search function when we travel on the webpage like we have a mobile version. That's actually a very good suggestion. Surprised we haven't thought of that before. I don't know how much use it gets in mobile. I find people tend to forget about it, or at least in my anecdotal experience of watching people at the office playing. Even myself, I find myself just cruising around the map instead of, let's see if I can pull up the map. When you have the map there, you can tap this, we call it a hamburger icon, to bring up the list of all the areas in the game. And then they're listed roughly by title and sort of progression in the adventure book. But there is a search box there, so if you're looking for something, you can just type it out and search. But you cannot do that on mobile. I suppose you could hit Control F and just use the browser search function, but that is not nearly as streamlined as something being right in the game. Chong says, Happy Chinese New Year, right back at you. Lawrence, hello. P-Mythic, evening. Good evening to you. Good morning, Mr. Beanie, says Ben. Josh says, howdy, howdy. Hello as well. Espion says, Dave, it's RK from MH Chat. Knew you since back in the day. RK, you may need to expand the initials. I don't know if that rings a bell for me at the moment. Paul also says, MouseHunt World, woohoo. There is a Facebook page. You can go follow, get updates on that project. Geekoid says, can we fix the mobile UI so it reflects the later rewards for Lantern accurately? Okay, I wouldn't be aware of there being an issue when we're kind of testing it out. Let me pop on the mobile app real quick here. See if I can see what you're seeing. +1 luck. You can make sure your app is up to date in case it's loading up last year or something like that, but you have to expand on that. Or if you're having difficulty, send in a bug report. You can, through the browser version, up in the top or right-hand corner, you can hit the Contact Us button and you can choose Bug Report, or through the mobile app, there's also a Contact Us in the sort of slide-up menu as well. So that way we can confirm maybe it's just something affecting you or if it's affecting everybody. That's it being so close to shutting down, that'll be maybe a little bit too late to fix, but we'll see. Sejan says, Lunar New Year, that one event that makes the Queso Canyon journal theme feel realistic. It is quite the accomplishment for sure, and definitely kind of the feedback is maybe journal theme isn't quite the best venue for something that is so over the top or such an epic achievement to then show off. But with epic achievements being a cosmetic, you can then show that off to everybody. But yeah, I think we'd maybe pick slightly different venues for those kind of epic achievements. As says, tell us about the new game MouseHunt World. I don't have too much to share, actually. I'm more kind of centered into the world of, that's kind of not the best choice, it was kind of this version of MouseHunt. So I definitely say follow the Facebook page as well for more info. You can join that mailing list. And then the people intensely familiar with that will give you the most accurate updates. Geekoid says, personally, I use the search a lot because I forget where things are on the map all the time. Yeah, fair enough. That would be good to add to browser. I agree. Sally says, I'm in Valorift for my triples. That's a great plan. I started off there. I decided to start off in Ultimate Umbra Run, get kind of halfway up the tower where the drops would be pretty good, and then I used what red candles I had on the Total Eclipse to double up the fragments. No. I already drawn a blank, but the thing that the Total Eclipse drops that you need to get those last few upgrades as well as the trap. So I tripled some of those, and then I shifted gears back to the Living Garden where I've been camped out for quite a while, and now I'm in the Sand Crypts. Although I'm officially out of candles, and I think that is the end of my candle raising. I am at 317 feet, so I think I got all the unique stuff. Am I missing anything? Oh, the journal theme. Nope, gotta keep going. All right, I'm gonna have to go get some more candles this weekend off to finish off the journal thing. Michelle says you can find out about MouseHunt World on the app's Facebook page. Lee says top of the morning back to you as well. Leanne asks, hi Dave, is it possible to have a night version of MouseHunt web browser? Very hard to focus on King Road halfway through my sleep. Definitely, I think there'd be a few fans as well on the MouseHunt team of adding kind of a night mode or a dark theme to the game. I think it'd be a little bit more work than it's worth potentially, or it's a little bit of a harder project than it sounds to overhaul that, but it is kind of chilling out on the idea bank as well. Tan Andy says there's a problem with iOS when we scroll down. There's a blank page, but all the items is credited. Interesting, okay. I have claimed a few rewards on mobile and a few on desktop. Maybe I'll save my next reward afterwards. I'll try to fire that up in a simulator. Alex says 12 a.m. in Asia now. Happy Lunar New Year, Dave, and everyone. Same to you. Kevin says any MouseHunt World will be a AR. Again, I follow a Facebook page that give you all the updates. I don't want to give any misinformation for something that I'm not too intimately familiar with every little tiny detail. Espen says my chat name was RK9. Can't expand more than that. Rachel chat. Oh, okay. Hello, Rachel. Yep. Maybe I know you better by your Facebook profile name. Well, hello. Thank you for joining us. Tan Annie says means when I open a chest, I scroll down, it shows rewards, and then it is blank. Okay, that's interesting. You mean opening up a chest or a convertible. Maybe I'll jot that down, see if we can repo that after. Interestingly enough, that's what we call gift boxes, treasure chests. Kind of in the code, we refer to them as convertibles. I think a couple spots in the game that word gets used as well, but we're struggling to think of a better word for that. The functionality of it's a single item, and when you use it, it turns into more items or converts into other items. But it always makes me think like you're driving a car with the roof down or something. You got the don't drive unless the whip or don't unless the roof is off or whatever that phrase is. Can we get Larry Football back or Puzzle Block? We might. Well, yeah, I don't know actually, because the future of Puzzle Trap's a little uncertain. But I don't think we would repeat the football challenge. We've definitely had some challenges recently when it comes to events. We're sort of stuck in this lockstep of events with kind of the size of the team and the resources we have to maintain the game. The events take a lot of time to put together or even to maintain, and that kind of limits how often we can then work on new expansions to the game, new features, bug fixes, or even just taking a look at kind of some of the older things in the game and look at making them a little bit better, updating them there. So we're a little nervous about adding any more events because we're already sort of at the point where there might be a little bit more than we can handle. So we'll have to give that some thought. As we kind of retire the items, we'll mark them as limited edition to let you know that, hey, those are sort of retired and not coming back. Can the sport theme must get a new permanent home in the tournament hall? That has definitely been a popular suggestion. It's been the idea bank as well, but it's just been kind of a resource and time thing to actually put together a fun little area that we could use those mice. So I was able to get the new trap and base in Valor, or in Valor Feroma? VF. I assume you mean the Valor Rift. And I'm way behind on the chat, way behind. Why did the old skin have the 240-foot level? Well, we're looking to have not too many rewards that were really high up on the track, because it is difficult in 2 weeks to get all 500 feet of the track. And so with that in mind, even the very last thing on the track isn't anything too unique or special. It's just kind of a nice little bonus for raising your lantern that high. And of course, you also get the plus 50 luck bonus as well. So we wanted to keep a lot of the things a little bit lower on the track, and we added some of the skins from previous years to have a way to obtain them again. Zing asks, will there be higher tiers for Winter Hunt gift box this year? Yeah, potentially. A little early. Like I said, time is flying by, but it might be a little too soon to start thinking about the next Winter Hunt. Brian says, any updates on Valentine's, prize mice, bonus catch mechanics, working with maps, etc., assuming no area drops if we go the bonus catch route? Yeah, that's correct. No area drops. So we did get the kind of bonus catch system working the same way prize mice work. So for the Valentine's kind of little mini event, you'll be able to encounter all those Valentine's mice throughout the game. You don't really have to go anywhere, or you don't have to go anywhere special, and they will appear as bonus catches, very similar to prize mice. So you get one mouse, and right below it, you get another mouse, and we kind of themed it. I think Giorgio and Franco were brainstorming the theme as a kind of coupling or matchmaking. So the mice are kind of pairing off during the Valentine's mini event, and so you can occasionally find two mice with one horn call. I think too they did get maps and tournaments and scoreboards all working as well. So there's a little bit of R&D because the prize or the bonus mouse system, there's a little uncertainty whether how compatible it would be to get scoreboards, maps, and tournaments going. And I think anyway, I'd have to double check, but I think they got it all working. SGC says, every year I'll get the skin next year, so is this year where I'm actually doing it? This is your, oh, well, congratulations if you made it up the track. Why did we have an old, I think maybe I'm repeating. I'll scroll down. Oh, my scroll bar is way up. I am behind on the chat. Q asks, when is the next batch of quality of life updates coming? Actually, next week. So that is an important thing that we're looking to get done today, is merge all that stuff back into Trunk so it is ready to deploy on Tuesday. And so if I look at my calendar next week, we have kind of some behind the scenes stuff. We're cleaning up some of the old 12-year-old Facebook JavaScript functionality that's still just chilling out in a project this old. So some of that's been cleaned up. You won't really notice that, but the code will be milliseconds faster and a little bit easier to maintain for us going forward. Lunar New Year, of course, comes to an end on Tuesday, and then we also have this massive one we called Bug Blitz. So we got really busy during the start of event season. We got a little bit behind on some of the bug fixes and maintenance tasks that we normally try to keep that to-do list to a minimum to make sure everything's running smoothly. So we then just devoted a good chunk of time to just plowing through as many as we could, and those are all going to go at the same time on Tuesday, so there'll be some extensive patch notes. Ashley says, what would happen potentially with bonus hunts for event mice if they do not affect maps and tournaments? I think that all got up and running, so there'll be able to be tournaments and maps to the best of my knowledge. I have to double check. I'm a little on the spot without notes on Valentine's, but that's actually was a bit of an oversight. I should have got an update on Valentine's, but there'll be plenty of time to go over that maybe next Feedback Friday. I don't know why I closed the calendar. I look at it so much. I should just leave it open. Yep, the Valentine's mini event is currently slotted to begin on February 11 and run for just over a week. So we'll have one more Feedback Friday before then on February 7, and barring any sort of scheduling conflicts, I should be able to give a little bit more info there. But it's certainly been the topic of discussion on other Feedback Fridays to kind of help guide the direction we wanted the mini event to go in. And then based on player feedback, we settled on the bonus catches. Sally Sue says, next update, only a search option for skins, please. I think, yeah, really, there isn't one. I don't know why I've never noticed. I guess some of the traps are starting to have a lot. There is. Maybe not all your skins at once. If I go inventory, traps, skins, yeah, there's no search there. You'd have to use Control F or Command F in your browser, depending on what operating system. But if you're looking at the skins for a specific trap in the selector, there is a search box. That said, I don't think there'd be too many traps that have enough skins where you necessarily need to search. Beth says, do we have any general timeline for future events this season? Most especially, we are curious on how long the spring egg hunt will begin. Probably 3 or 4 weeks, but that is something we're still piecing together. Oh, and my chat has jumped down. I am way behind. There's no way I'm getting caught up on this chat. Can the Olympics might be added to the tournament hall? That is definitely, like I said, definitely kind of been something in the idea bank. We want to try to find a way to permanently add those to the game somehow. Jonathan says, I wish the Queso Canyon theme scrap 2 drop from Grand Tour maps as well as the Queso Canyon maps, which don't include the guy. I have to double check. I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't know if I know if it already is or not. Sturgeon says, what can we expect in the near future, Dave? Bonus hunts Valentine, followed by Super Brie Factory for the birthday, or are there more plans? Well, that is a good segue, actually, for me to maybe scroll down a bit and give an update on MouseHunt's 12th anniversary. So that's been a topic of discussion here amongst the team as well, and something we're looking to get feedback on. So MouseHunt's going to celebrate its 12th anniversary on March 7. It's crazy to think about how what started off just an idea for a very simple little Facebook game where every once in a while you catch a mouse on your Facebook profile has grown into this vast, expansive game with a whole lot of world building and lore as well. So we're looking to overhaul the Super Brie Plus factory to celebrate the upcoming anniversary. The main points of feedback we're looking to address based on kind of how last year went, as well as getting feedback from hunters, is a better use for the excess factory parts, whether that's adding better rewards that you can cash out any extra parts for, or adding some kind of like above and beyond gameplay as well, where you could power up your factory even more with more parts. We want to address the price point of Coggy Colby not really aligning well with how much Super Brie you earned by using it, as well as add a more interesting or useful effect of party charms, such as trap bonuses when paired with birthday-themed traps. That kind of also helps tie in with maybe a potential better use for excess parts. Suzanne says, I still want rainbow maps, please. That was, we're still kind of piecing together the roadmap. We tend to see where all the big things going to land, and then we can put in a few smaller things around the larger projects, but it is, I think, maybe time for another King's giveaway, so it'd give hunters access to the Rainbow Scroll case again. When is the birthday event? It will be in March before our birthday, so the birthday event, or game's anniversary, or game's birthday, depending on how you want to look at it, is March 7, so it'll be in the game before March 7. If I had to venture a guess, it would be the Tuesday before March 7, whatever day that would be. Chong just checked March 7, yep. I have the benefit of I can look at my hunter profile and look at my hunting since date to remember what day the game launched. Hunting since March 7, 2008. Brian says party, super party, extreme party, ultimate party, just like snowballs and spookies. That's an option as well. Looking curious to know what other hunters think. Is the way spooky and snowball charms work, is that kind of a compelling, fun reward that you'd like to see in more events? Or is it kind of, well, you know, one or two, that's enough, maybe something different? Will asks, when will you release Floating Islands? I don't even know if it's going to be called the Floating Islands, but that's definitely our working title. But yeah, there's been lots of brainstorming going on about kind of helping piece together an area that we can start working on. Brian Wilson, they've been working on the Floating Islands for a while now. It will be huge. We've been doing some art and some concepts, but actually no programming has begun. So we're looking to start that up in the not too distant future. Nellis asks, is the egg carton retired? Will it ever be brought back? I like the mechanics. It proved to not be too popular, so and there's kind of some mixed feedback on it, so they are retired. Ashley says, yeah, party charms are kind of lackluster still. Maybe they should have been upgraded versions too. So Ashley's in favor of the party charms upgrading. They just, every time you use one, it manifests an even cooler, bigger, raging party. Tuesday before March 7 is March 3. Well, that would be my educated guess at when we would schedule the Super Brie Factory event to start up. But in general, kind of based on the feedback we got, we're kind of looking to give each event a bit of a unique identity. And so Halloween is about gold, primarily with the Cursed Gold. It's a great time. You can show up and earn a little extra gold. The Winter Hunt is all about the loot pinata, go crazy, earning tons of loot for areas, because sometimes that's almost earning drop rate. That's almost triple of what you would normally get by working there. And, well, work, but by hunting there. Lunar New Year is a little bit special on its own. It's also about loot, but it's about maximizing the resources that you already have rather than obtaining new resources. And the birthday, we were trying to find it to be a fun, relaxed way to show up and get some free Super Brie. That's just the time of year where if you're a little bit low, we're celebrating the game's anniversary as a thank you to players as well. An opportunity to earn some Super Brie, but it posed some balance issues of trying to kind of get that just right. So we're looking to hopefully do some tweaks this year and get that good and make it kind of a nice, fun, but relaxed event. Nothing too stressful, not really hard to complete, or you don't feel like you're under a time crunch at all, or they're not like super massive important rewards to earn, but it's just like you show up and the more hunting you're doing, you're getting some free Super Brie and having fun doing it. John asks, is Rainbow Map outphased? No, it will be back with the next King's giveaway if all stays according to plan. KNF says maybe a new use for sprinkles, rename them, whatever, and enhance. Yeah, that might be nice, a way to kind of at least cash them out. So if you had any, I don't think the cupcake event would come back exactly as it is. So that is kind of a bit of a caveat of some of the event supplies. There's always no guarantee that those supplies will be put to use next year. We try our best for things like, even trying to think in the Rewind Raclette was the event cheese for the 10th birthday event, and you could use that at the Super Brie factory to attract mice that drop factory parts that drop event cheese a little more often. So you could use your old event cheese to help upgrade and collect the new cheese a little quicker. SGC says, what eggs retired? No, we're talking about the cartons. So it was almost kind of like a treasure map, but for Easter, it was a little rough around the edges. Even kind of the implementation of it was if we were to repeat it, I think we'd have to kind of delete all the code and rewrite it because it was a little bit rough around the edges as well. It was a little error prone. So there's kind of a little mixed player feedback, and combined with the fact that there's a lot of kind of technical work that needs to be done if we were to bring them back, kind of decided to not do the egg cartons anymore. But the spring egg collectibles will certainly important to find a way to make them available each year. Nido says the Android app has a delay versus online. I'm not sure what you're meaning there, if it's horn timer or just the content appearing. Make sure you keep the app up to date. Unfortunately, that's a little bit of just kind of pros and cons of different platforms. On the web, it's nice where you can instantly deploy, and the next time somebody comes to your website, the new content's there, ready to go. Whereas for iOS, Android, we have to upload to their App Store and upload to Google Play to kind of get new things live in there. Terry agrees, likes that the theme of charms that randomly produce the more powerful versions of them, and bonus with event traps. I kind of like the suggestion. It was a player's suggestion to give the party charms a set effect or an extra bonus if you happen to pair them with a birthday themed trap. I kind of like it. It's a little encourages you to also use a little bit of a different trap and check it out. Be in the birthday mood maybe after the birthday ends for a little bit. Q says, what was the reason to change categorization of crafting items into blueprints, charms instead of Rift Froma? We were just doing a little bit of cleanup to try to organize a little better, but you can let us know what you think, and if overwhelmingly players kind of would prefer them organized a little differently, we can go back to the drawing board there. Frank says, where's Ronza? Probably off somewhere securing some merchandise, if I had to take a guess. Brian says 10th anniversary traps were kind of overpowered. Are any new ones for the remaining power types maybe? Well, we were looking to do something pretty special for the 10th anniversary, being a milestone, and just really celebrate the fact that when we started off this small little Facebook game, in no way did we think it would have a decade of life to it, and then some. So we wanted to do something special. Same with the birthday cake as well. You could get and blow out the candles to get 10 Super Brie every year you've been playing. We're just kind of looking to do something special to celebrate that milestone, so I don't think there's any anniversary traps in the card in the cards for the 12th event. Uncle Gan says, did the start of year meeting yield any new ideas for what's to come? Yeah, certainly. A little bit too early to share, though. Falling Snow says, is MouseHunt doing any advertising or anything similar of the sort? I think it's a great game which just needs more publicity. Yeah, I'd agree for sure. We do some advertising campaigns on Facebook. I even think some of the some players have taken note of them because I've seen some screenshots shared here and there. We also every now and then we're looking. Unfortunately, we're a small team in it, so it makes it difficult for kind of just budgeting everything and finding time to accomplish all that that could be accomplished. But every now and then we do a sprint as well. We look at the kind of very start of the game. You've probably noticed too some iterations like the Mausoleum and Laboratory got an overhaul. The windmill as well. It was quite a while ago now, but Captain Croissant was added. The mountain, kind of a more introductory version of charms. That one's doing exceptionally well, actually. So we've got Narnia pretty good. The meadow and the town in Narnia, I think, need a little bit of love, but it's also the hardest. The more new you are to the game, kind of the harder it is to kind of get into it a little bit. But the windmills did very well. The harbor as well does a good job at getting new players kind of engaged and off to the next level. The mountain did exceptional as well. The laboratory and mausoleum, we've only kind of done one pass on that, so it's not maybe quite as good as the other ones, but we definitely need to find a little time to maybe revise the mausoleum a little bit. And Whisker Woods definitely needs some love, because a lot of players, when they start funneling into Whisker Woods, there's no heads-up display. There's not really any kind of compelling or engaging gameplay, at least not kind of in the state of the game as at now, maybe 10 years ago. That was kind of an interesting journey, but now it needs a little spicing up, I think, to have the same kind of effect that we were able to have with the harbor and the mountain. So a lot of players tend to kind of get lost and they just sort of fizzle out and stop playing when they go into Whisker Woods. And as I ramble on, the chat I have long fallen behind. Gavel says, can rainbow maps be incorporated with birthday events? I think I like them being a part of the King's giveaway to make sure that the giveaway has that kind of unique, special, exciting thing. Something we struggled for a long time with the giveaways, where the gameplay of it was such that very few people would sort of get the super exciting thing happen, right? Where there's leprechauns and mobsters, and especially leprechauns are super exciting because they are so rare. And it's kind of, if they weren't rare, they wouldn't be exciting in that regard. But then having the gameplay center around that idea is kind of frustrating, because it's not something you can set out to achieve, whereas the rainbow maps are sort of something you can set out to achieve and complete and enjoy, and the mystery prize packs and that. So I think we want to keep that just for the King's giveaway, so it is that special thing that everybody can look forward to and take away from that event. Eric says, how can one obtain the Hollow Heights miniature and torch and all that? It's in the Valentine's, if I recall correctly. There are a few collectibles that they are going to gain the limited edition status as they are from retired events, and so there'll be no way to obtain them going ahead. So that'll kind of clean them up and tuck them away from kind of earning like a tick mark or any sort of progress about finding all the collectibles in the game. It'll categorize them a little more accurately. Chong says, do you feel the Desert Heater base is too OP? You know, maybe hindsight, it could have been 5 or 10 flame shards, but as the economy slowly gets drained of flame shards, it will kind of come into line. It's always a tricky kind of decision whether it should be in line with how quickly you can obtain that resource starting from scratch, or whether you should take into account the abundance that currently exists. And it kind of, I guess, just a slightly different approach, whether it's accessible to somebody from day one, or if it's more accessible to somebody who has amassed lots of these, and when they're out, then it's a little less of a rewarding item. Paul says the trap combo is a good idea. Snowballs get bigger, parties can get out of control. I like that. I'm going to even write that down. If we do that, I want that to be the journal text. I would advocate for the party got out. You can even have fun when regular turns into super, then extreme and ultimate, just coming up with a more whimsical kind of explanation of just what's happening at that party. So it seems like a few hunters in chat anyway are enthusiastic about the party charms, following suit with Spooky and Snowball. I haven't kind of heard anyone chime in on the other side saying, yeah, no, I don't think we need any more charms that work that way. Ben says, please rebalance the super refractory before use. Absolutely. Actually, that is now on my plate. I got started on that yesterday. So I was working from the library. It was a nice little quiet day to do some spreadsheeting. But I've got to be careful of saying that, I guess. But now that is on my plate. Actually, probably next week, that's going to be primarily my focus. Is basically I'm going to rebalance the super brief factory from scratch, and my objectives, kind of like we went over earlier, are to make it a little bit more rewarding and find a kind of a better balance, especially with the price point of Coggy Colby. So if you spend, say, $10 on Coggy Colby to support the game, then when you go and use up the $10 of Coggy Colby at the Super Brie factory, it would only make sense that you get at least $10 of Super Brie kind of as a reward. So that was sort of some of the tricky balance to figure out. So hopefully that puzzle can get solved next week as I kind of sit down and keep refining that spreadsheet. Chunk says, if it makes people have more interest in Sandhill Desert, I think it's good. Yeah, definitely, it's pretty good. Now, it's sort of in line with roughly how quick it would take you to earn some of the more rare items if you sat out and sort of went about it in a traditional sense and sort of the expected amount of time. So it's going to roughly kind of double the output in that regard because it's producing them at roughly the same rate. That's it until kind of the massive stockpile of flame shards slowly gets drained faster than it's being put back into the economy. It'll be a little easier to use, but over the years, if it remains popular anyway, it'll slow down a bit. The crafting item layout is messy now. So many items, one category. I think it could just use a whole overhaul, and sort of it's a little bit antiquated now. We don't rely, say, on the crafting table as much as we do the recipe book now. There's just so many more interesting things to explore and achieve in the game. It's kind of revealed to be a little bit tedious or not as interesting to be sort of fighting with the crafting table interface to try to create something rather than the more fun thing of like, well, how do I go and obtain all these cool items? And then the act of combining them, I think that's more of the sort of finale rather than something that should require a whole lot of cognitive ability and attention to actually craft them together. Q says, what about making party charms have a luck bonus instead of power bonus with birthday traps? Yeah, certainly it could be explore different unique effects when you pair them with birthday traps, and if we did add more tiers of party charms as well, they could have better stats. Do you think you'll move charms back to the crafting or back to the trap tab? Let me see here. If you go traps, there's charms there. So they're all kind of under the main traps tabs. They're all kind of the things that give you power and luck. Lee Elliott asks, can we list loot drops in a journal the same way Lunar New Year entry instead of a chunk of text? Actually, that's not a bad idea, really. Yes. Hello, Giorgio. So I'm just typing out a note here. How goes the dance?
I see what you're filming, right? Or am I just dancing for you?
Yeah, I know that we're out. Oh, I didn't even put up the slide. Look at me. I'm just a giant camera.
Giant Cameron?
Cameron.
Hi, Cameron. Nice to meet you.
Look at this. I forgot to change. Forgot to change over to small.
Hey.
Small camera.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is where the microphone is, Dave?
I don't know where the microphone is now, actually. There used to be a little like hole in the case, so you knew where it was. I assume it's like embedded inside of the speakers.
Embedded.
Embiggens us all. It's got to be near the CPU fan because when the CPU fan comes on,
Oh, dude, it's gotta be near the CPU fan. Hi. That was exactly where the microphone is. All right. So I guess I was
over
like,
by the power.
Was it the first one? Like, hello everybody, this is the very close to the microphone hour. I'm your host, Giorgio Sintichakis. We'll be listening to some smooth CPU fan sounds for the next hour and a half into your drive time commute. Hope you're enjoying your morning so far.
the CPU fan's getting louder, Dave. It's loud.
Maybe it was
Geo ASMR, yeah, exactly.
Maybe the seam somehow like can't handle putting text on the screen. It's just computationally expensive.
Excuse me, are you? Oh, maybe yeah. When you pull up the slide, when we're in this like graphic here is where it's
just
making it.
Coincidence. That's now done enough video encoding.
Yeah, yes, this is the microphone. All right, cool. I found it. How many? How's it going, everybody? Having a good time? Yeah, it did shift a little bit from ASMR just into a radio show.
Yeah.
It's the hit. Is the heat off today? Both of you are wearing hats. I've just been touking it up. It's comfortable. It's cozy.
Today's a little milder. It is 2 degrees right now, whereas on Monday it was negative 13 coming into work.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
I'm also in desperate need of a haircut, so that's making me reach for a hat every day. Combined with
That's what you're getting.
But today probably would have been a no hat because it's a little sunny. It's above freezing.
You could have worn a cap today.
Yeah.
For that, you have dual purpose. You cover up your haircut needs and don't overheat. At the same time.
Yeah. Could have been a good option.
Or you just grow the shag out, Dave. Bring it back. You had it in college. You had a nice little over the ears dangle going.
So.
Yeah, occasionally. You'd have it spiked. You'd have it kind of long and dangly sometimes. What do you think? Vote in the chat below. Who thinks Dave should grow his hair a little bit, get it by the ears, kind of like, shagging out a bit there.
I don't know.
And yes, Franco still does work at Hey Crab. He's actually meeting with someone right now.
Question for you earlier because I didn't have it in my notes. So for sure we figured out the Valentine's maps, tournaments, and scoreboards, right?
Oh, my knee. Let me just
chair beside you.
I'll just grab the chair. Why are you plugged? Is it drain the battery that
Oh
fast?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, can you please ask your question again?
Okay, so because we're going over the Valentine's mini event earlier, and you were doing some R&D to make sure tournaments, treasure maps, and scoreboards were all working well with the bonus.
With the way that
all worked out though, right?
Yeah, all that's working nicely. It was some exciting work there because we have the bonus hunts is a little kind of different in how it behaves, but it's still compatible with all the other cool aspects of MouseHunt, like tournaments, traps. I mean, not traps. Cool. Maps.
So we'll be able to schedule some of the solo and the duo tournaments and stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we won't have to kind of forego those this year. They'll still be around, and it'll still function as they did before. You got your solos, your couples, and your third wheels.
Oh yeah, the third wheel.
Yeah.
It's a fun part. There's something inherently about teamwork there, but it's kind of nice that one time a year there's some tournaments that are a little more low-key or you can pair off. That said, it's a little bit awkward with the way teams work because your team can only be in one tournament at a time. So when there's a solo tournament, it means that only one person from your team gets to do that tournament. It's a little awkward. But
yeah, so sort of opening up so that your team, if there's a tournament and you have a team of 10, and standard tournaments have 4 people per team, if you can enter in with different groupings from your team,
squads or something, but
different divisions almost, right? Yeah. But then there's a question too of when you see if that team is just bonkers good, and you see the same team named 3 times in the top 10, because oh come on guys, that's not fair. Let us get in there.
Pros and cons.
Yeah. Pros and cons. Prawns. I'll have some prawns, thanks.
That's not too popular of an expression in North America, eh? I guess maybe
prawn?
Yeah, prawn.
Yeah.
It comes up now and then.
I ate prawns just the other week.
Yeah?
Yeah. Huh. I guess maybe those are crawfish. No, they were prawns.
I mean, I guess there's a whole family of small shellfish.
Oh, there's
shrimp are prawn.
Listen,
crayfish are prawn.
It's not just shrimp. You can't be shellfish, Dave, all right?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Would you like to do the quar?
Oh, is it time?
Yeah, sure.
For the quar. All right.
There we go. Did you see the answer already?
I did not actually.
Beautiful.
No.
So Giorgio doesn't know the answer. Today's question.
Why does it say
reward.
trivia as the title for the section?
Trivia because
it should say
do the
quar.
We do quar during the trivia, right? That doesn't make sense.
No, quar is the trivia. It's like the name of the name of the trivia period is quar, and quar means trivia. Got to consider the prawns. 48. We got 2 answers 48 so far. All right. Okay, here's the question. What?
Or should that be which? You're the grammar guy. Should that be what major or which major? I think it should be which.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Because there are many antagonists. Which antagonist? Many antagonists. What antagonist?
Yeah, or you're saying, or it's short for what was the name of the...
Okay, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Let
me fix your... Oh, now I see...
Oh, you saw the answer.
Why did you have to... You just had to do it, Dave. All right, let me actually ask the question. Which major antagonist was released shortly before MouseHunt's very first anniversary? Within 12 months of the game coming out, what was the very
That's a coffee
First.
ground. How many coffee grounds are in the bottom of my cup?
17,000. Major antagonist. Terrible twos, no, that wouldn't be possible because it's the first anniversary.
Antagonist, bad guy.
Mustachio, no, wasn't the we got the answer.
Station.
Stygian Jacobs, the acolyte, is correct.
Honorable mention to Lawrence coming in hot with the second.
Hydra's close, and then was just after, but that was also a very big boss. Asnor, no, Asnor's a good guy. Remember? All right, here's the link for the Quar. I guess Quar link.
7,000 sandblasted metal. I did test that.
Wait a sec. Yeah, did you test this? Let me click it right now, real
Yeah,
quick.
I should say I already claimed. I clicked it yesterday.
Claimed. No, you didn't. You just claimed it right now. What? Oh, Mr. Sneaky Boy, huh? What have we done?
Well, we're going over the SP
All right. How do I? Oh, you don't have that command. All right.
You can always flick up with 4 fingers.
Mustachio.
That's a protagonist, I'd say.
Yeah. Mustachio is a protagonist. Asnor, protagonist.
Gotta consider the protagonists and the contagonists.
The parental type nanny bot, protagonist. Related to the terrible twos. The White Mouse, yes. That was the very first antagonist, but not the very first major antagonist. White, gray, brown, ninja, robot, steel, gold, diamond, zombie?
Zombie? Yep, zombie was in the original batch, yeah.
Just trying to remember that email that came in.
Power. I don't know why that number is
That was the year that MouseHunt came out 5 years later, 4 years later. That was the year we met, 2004. 20 oaf, as they say.
20 oaf, yeah.
Yo, back in the 20 oaf, or that is. Let's put the link inside of this.
Sure.
If
you're watching on YouTube, it should appear, the chat appears beside the video now, but for posterity.
That is posterity.
Right,
you just said, no, but that's it.
Oh.
The chat appear? Okay, fine. Let's watch you full screen.
You got it. There you go. Put it right there.
Dude, look how small.
Careful. Power cable.
What about it?
Well, the prawns are gonna bend.
The prawns.
Oh man,
Unplugged you.
I feel like the performance might be better too.
Damn,
it's
so
powered up.
It's so small right now. No, it only downclock when it's like low percentage. Oh man, I'm so small right now. Can you believe how small I am?
Crush it, crush.
Look, come back into frame. It's like, and then like look. Don't look back at me. Look at me next to me. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, looking at me still. Look at me, Dave. No, but I'm down here. Look at Dave. Think about 3D spin. Hey, Dave, come back here.
Brian Wilson says Master of the Dojo would be the next closest boss mouse in the original days. I believe that would be correct as well. And that introduced crafting to the game as well.
Oh yeah, I guess we can give people the non-Facebook version of the link too.
That has been a long overdue in the idea bank
It's
to
doable,
have that
right?
link go to a page where you can choose where you want to claim it.
Yeah,
Or
we
to
can
text
we
kind
can
of or
give
you logged in.
We can set up the link for the chat right now.
Yep.
Essentially, when you click the link, I guess if you're not logged in, though, it'll be a little scramble. It'll be like Facebook login redirect, and you can't really like read the portion that you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to.
Like if I did. Hold on, let me take a second here. Hold on. Really working hard.
It
hold on.
defaults to Facebook because we primarily use those for the Facebook fan
This
page.
is impossible to read, so something they can like take out the part they need attached to the end. So, unfortunately, as they say, here you go.
There's a popular forum thread, as well as if you're on the Discord as well. It's a nice service that hunters do, is they'll post the MouseHuntGame.com version of those links.
So in the chat right now, if you're watching after or even right now, why is it, Dave? Look at the frame rate. Look at the screen. What's going on?
because you unplugged the laptop,
Are
it
you
has less
serious?
power. Yeah,
That's the dumbest. But it should use 100% of the battery. All right.
because it sees the CPU's taxed. So
Yeah.
it underclocks the CPU.
What
to
if you
save
tell it?
battery
Don't
life.
worry about it.
I guess maybe there's a way to turn that off.
Yeah, there is. You can tell it to prioritize this app. It's not coming back, Dave. It's over.
Well, we are just about over. We can't. No, don't open more things, please.
Oops. Dave, keep talking. Don't worry about it. Everything's great. Game show. Hey, look at me on the game show.
Yeah, it's been discontinuing. I have to find new software when inevitably an OS update makes it no longer work.
Energy. You need more energy.
Energy.
Whoa, that's a lot of energy impact. Energy. All right. No, frame rate's done. I broke it.
Dunyan.
Anyway, I gave you a link above. Oh, it's just when it's in the background, Dave. See, look, see that? You're good.
Oh.
Anyway, you see the link by now. It's been a while, but that's the non-Facebook link.
Any updates too on Lunar New Year? Whether you're gonna be able to claim rewards afterwards? I guess Andrew was looking into that more. All right. But make sure you claim your rewards because it is a possibility.
I have a feeling
that won't pan
It's
out.
we've done the lantern thing for a couple of years now. This will be the fourth year.
Yeah.
How many years have we done the lantern? We had a dog. We had a pig. I mean, we're gonna have a pig, dog, rooster. What was before rooster?
Yeah, you could count the lanterns. Fourth year.
Fourth. Someone's saying fourth year.
Sounds
Yeah, I
about
can't
right.
remember what was before rooster. Yeah, they come to snuff the rooster. Oh yeah. Look up
Stat
lanterns.
item.
Dog. Pig. Oh, rat. Oh, sorry. This year's rat. What am I saying? Pig was a thing. It was not
Rooster, dog, pig, rat.
rooster, dog, pig, rat. Ooh.
I'm a rooster,
It's
dog,
like,
pig, rat.
hey, come on over for dinner. We're gonna have rooster, dog, pig, rat.
Oh, it's like a turducken.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
rat
roo.
inside of a
it's a
dog,
roo-
inside of a pig.
It's a
No,
roto
these are small.
pyra. Dude, I'm having roto pyra.
Rotopyra.
Rotopyra.
Delicious.
Delish. Bush. Bush.
It's been lished. You must remove the lish. It is delished.
Would you say you're superstitious, Dave?
No, just regular stitches.
Just a little
Just a
stitches?
little
There you
stitches.
go. Set it up for you. Cool. Yeah, so I have a feeling that you're always able to, like, event ends, you can't collect any more candles, you can't burn any more candles, but you can do one last little claim.
That was
in
not
case
the
you
case
forgot.
last year.
Last year, the previous year, none of the years?
No.
Ever?
Well, at least we could not find any
Hey, chat, what do you
evidence
say?
of that. And implementing it, I think we would need a new mobile build to implement it, so that's going to be probably a showstopper.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's too bad, Dave. Do you see my mouse?
A little bit, but at least it's not like other events where you earn a bunch of like a currency or something that you want to cash out and you want to see how much you're going to get before you decide what you want to buy. As you raise up the track, it's just you've got to claim the rewards, and it's not like there's any choice to be had. So I feel like it's a little less stressful of a shutdown procedure.
Less stress, don't regress.
Less stress, don't regress. These are the beats that we lay fresh. These are the beats. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, hunters. We did a quick little heads up about the Lunar New Year shutting down. We got some feedback on mouth hunts.
Mouth hunt.
Mouse hunts. I guess a dentist does like a mouth hunt. You know, like they look in you, like, so any cavities in there, sir. Mouse Hunt's 12th anniversary coming in March. We got some feedback as well because we're looking to overhaul, basically rebalance the entire way the Super Brie plus factory event works. So we're looking to give that a fresh coat of paint on the factory.
So, like you said, how the Super Brie plus factory work, just like as
Super
well,
Plus.
plus two.
So we'll be looking for more feedback on that as well as kind of time marches on, closing in on the anniversary event or birthday event.
Analysis asked, is that like Nanya and analysis together, or just is that just your name? I'm just reading the chat over here. So they're asking if Big Jack's queso keg shop will come back.
Yep.
I think so. We liked Big Jack coming around, and I think she'll come back again.
I think a few tweaks, kind of some feedback. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Some of the
The
way
exchange
the
rate. The exchange rate on the spice leaves. I think we'll do that a little different, maybe make them a little bit more affordable. I think they were priced a little high. We're a little bit nervous to make it too good, so got the feedback that it wasn't good enough, and we can kind of dial that up a little bit now. It's easier to make something easier than it is to make it more
It's
difficult.
easier than too hard.
Yeah. We'll look for that because we do really kind of find all the big things, and then we can find the spots to add little things, and then about when there's kind of gaps in stuff going on in the game. So I think Big Jack, that was the goal for her anyway, of something you can easily flip a switch and turn on a small event. So happy Year of the Rat to you as well, Toby. Thanks for joining us. I'm pretty sure, unless there is a change in schedule, Jacob will see you next week. I'll see you the following week. Probably be able to give everybody a little update on Valentine's mini event, how that all worked out with the feedback we got from players, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Traveled to this place from where I'd been. Spent nearly every penny on the fee. I bought you all the things I knew I'd need.
By special request, my mic's open. By special request, Snap, or as requested by Giorgio Sindicak.
You're listening to the MouseHunt Radio Hour. We're about to play a little song for you here. This is Snap by The Bazaar. Please enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Traveled to this place from where I'd been. Spent nearly every penny on.
You're a trap. Don't seem to mind it. You attract me. I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry. Oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cool. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. And just when you think you're safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. Just when I think I'm safe, oh. Turns out I'm never safe. Oh, just when you think you're safe, oh. It turns out I'm never safe.